Hi, my name is Shireen and I'm an artist and fashion designer based in Los Angeles. Today I wanted to talk to you about painting on fabrics and give you some tips and tricks on how I create beautiful and vibrant wearable works of art. When I first started painting custom art apparel about 5 years ago, one of my first pieces was a camo jacket that I painted these giant orange California poppies all over. I put the paint color directly on the fabric, and as you can see, the camo shows through the paint. And the paint is not completely opaque, which for this piece happened to work and looks really nice, so I was okay with it. But as I started to do more jackets with camo patterns and experimenting with the paints, I realized that in order to have a nice opaque look with saturated color, I needed to have a white base before applying anything else on top of it. The white paint helps to add a solid foundation for whatever color that you end up putting on top of it. And I also recommend to do a white base for any dark colored fabrics, even if there is no print, unless you are going for that translucent look. And this rule applies to any type of fabric, whether it's cotton or leather, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now let's talk about types of paint. Early on in my fabric painting journey, one of the first jackets that I painted, I basically ruined, which was really sad because it was really cool. But what ended up happening was I ordered this paint from Amazon and I failed to read the directions before using it. And it ended up being a paint that needed to be heat set after applying it. So basically, after you paint, you have to add a piece of fabric over it and then go over it with an iron at a certain temperature to really set the paint in. And I didn't know that. And so what happened was I finished this beautiful flower on the back of a jacket and I put it in the washer and then in the dryer. And then when I took it out of the dryer, the paint was just peeling off all over the place and it was basically ruined. I did manage to save it, but it was this whole ordeal and such a pain, and I'll never do that again. So make sure when you are purchasing fabric paint that you're reading the directions, and I would recommend just not even dealing with the heat set kind and just go for the kind that you don't have to worry about that step. I've tried a lot of different fabric paints since then, and my two favorites are Angelus and Lumiere. But I will say for the white base coat, I would definitely go for Lumiere over Angelus because it's just a lot more opaque and you will need less coats of it. But Angelus is more specifically for leathers, but it does work on other types of fabrics as well. I hope this helps, and please subscribe to my channel for more tips on making art. And if you get a chance, I would also check out my artware playlist where you will see time-lapse videos of a lot of the pieces that I showed you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.